Welcome back, everyone. We're in the next video in the series on Christmas gifts for woodworkers. We've had one that's going to be gifts you can make for someone else if you're a woodworker. A few that are more common, some you might not have thought of. Had one that are good ideas for stocking stuffers. So if you are a woodworker, things you can ask for, or you're looking for something to get them as they're working, it's not going to break the bank. There's a few ideas there. Here we're looking at some middle of the road woodworking tools. So middle of the road, really I'm talking about things maybe starting around $25 or so, going up a little bit over $200, and some you would have thought of, some you might not have thought of before. As you look at any of these, what I want you also to think about is if there's any local stores, think about if you're able to pick up some of the gifts at those places. Keep your eyes open for deals coming up on Black Friday. Usually there's something good. Now they're expanding those through the month of November, but keep your eyes open for some different sales. Without saying anything else, let's jump into this. So first one, this is a Stabila laser distance measure. This one I got several years ago. It was about $50 when I got it. They've gone up in price since then. Leave a price down in the description. Now they have a couple different versions of this. The simpler one does quite a bit. It's accurate to I've found better than the 1/16 of an inch, and sometimes I can't quite get into corners real well with a normal tape measure. I put this into that corner and it cuts crown molding, it cuts base trim, it cuts inside a case. I put those measurements in the saw, cuts them perfect. The other really neat feature on this one, this is going to not only get your measure, but you can also square a room really quickly. So put it in one corner, put it in the other corner, and you're going to have real quick square measurement. You can even take cubic measurements of the room if you need to figure out those dimensions. And I found this to be so much faster. There's a little bit more advanced version of this that they sell. It syncs to your phone and will Bluetooth. That's a feature that I didn't find practical or the expense, but this one has worked great for me. So let's jump into the next tool in the set. This one helps you continue your woodworking. It comes from Duluth Trading Company, and it is a special tweezer set. If you are a woodworker, have been for any time, you know that this is just a reality of life. So not only does it have a number of really specific tools in order to pull out those pesky splinters, you also have a variety of different size tweezers in here, allowing you to really get access. Whenever I'm removing these, especially if they're a little bit harder to get at, I add some hydrogen peroxide to that place, and it helps me to expose where that is and then get under and remove that and keep on working. So next one that I have is going to start to bring together things that you have seen so far. This one, okay, you might ask, wow, what is this one doing here? It is a Pelican briefcase. This specific model, they have a lot of models. This specific model is designed in order for a laptop, but number of other things that it's able to do. Let me just tell you a quick few points about Pelican. These are designed to be water resistant. So you can go out in the rain. I've used this plenty of times. Keeps all my electronics safe if I'm going between buildings. It is impact. It's got good impact resistance. You can look up at the features that they have, and you can put all of your important stuff in here. Let's say that you're going to another house, you're helping out a buddy with some things at their place. You can really start to tie in some of those other things that we've had so far. So inside of that case, you have your distance measure. One thing that I've put in here is going to be some different species of wood that are finished, so that I can use that double-side tape, hang them up on the wall, and then see what is it going to look like in that room when it's finished. Of course, I'd have some of those Pica pencils handy, and throw in a few other things, a design book, drafting book, in order to make sure I'm taking all those measurements down. Everything kind of contained right afterwards. You're ready to go. Okay. Next thing that we'll look at, real handy tool, is going to be a quick clamp. This specific one's made by Festool. There's several other brands that have similar design to this. It really beats the screw clamp where you're sitting there forever. You clamp it on, clamp it off, and if you're going to do any type of work where you have design you want to repeat, what I do is I have my design, and then I can take it and I can clamp it to the piece right here and trace around it. If I need to route certain bigger patterns, I'll use that, or I'll hold things down to the table. I'll hold guides to the table saw with this. I've found number of ways that these really come in handy, and just being so fast to work, that's a great feature of them. And speaking of going around templates, two things that'll help you with that. If you have some type of bit, this is known as a compression bit. Specific one that I picked up is from a company called Whiteside. Several really good router bit companies. Look for things when you're doing this that are going to be all out of carbide. I've heard Freud does pretty well. Whiteside's kind of up at the top. There are a few other companies. I've seen Woodpeckers has things like this. This specific one is going to be known as a flush trim bit. So you need to remove an edge that's protruding off of a certain casework. You run this around the perimeter of that, and that makes it great. Now, what's nice about these flush trim bits is that I found to be a lot safer, less prone to any type of kickback, and they make such a smooth edge. And both those, safety and smooth edge, are really important. So this specific one, when I got it, was around $200. Few projects you can find things like this pay for themselves when you get a really nice clean edge on work. Now, if you want to go on a smaller level here, that was a 1/2 inch flush trim bit, and this one is going to be a 1/4 inch flush trim bit. This one is same type of thing. You're doing that using any type of that template work I talked about before. And that template work can draw in from the last video. If you remember, we were taking that pattern and then attaching that to the piece. You can use that double-sided tape and also that CA glue, and it will allow you to have a real good fit to the template, then go route around that. Now, next tool in your arsenal, these are kind of a real lower end, I want to say low end, but lower end in terms of price. Real versatile tool, 1/4 inch router, comes in handy so many times. You need to flush up edges, you need to put a profile on something. It's lightweight, hold it in one hand, and be able to do quite a bit with these routers here. I'd put routers somewhere, probably top 5 woodworking tools to pick up. So obviously you got your big end things, your table saw, your planer, joiner, things like that, but your sanders. But I'd say router, as much as you can do with these, as much as they're helping that final design and the edge profiling, getting everything nice and smooth, flushing things up. This specific one is a Bosch Colt, and there's several other brands that I'd look into as well. When I got, and I don't want to give a spoiler alert to the next video, but there's another router I'm going to have in the next video when we're looking at some of the higher end tools to look at and request as a woodworker. So, okay, those are a few quick ideas from me. If you guys got something else that you're thinking about, go ahead, leave a comment down below and let me know what sounds good, or if there's something else that you think is a really good thing to add into this gift set.